What is up, guys? Age is here. We are live. It is the State of Skol pregame show, and we have a big one on tap. So we are here doing our pregame show weekly on Thursdays here on StreamYard. If you're listening on the podcast, we thank you for listening. And I got my boy Josh with me. And Josh, you're donned out in the hat, and you also have a T-Wolves shirt on. Ooh.
Go Wolves, baby. Wolves back. Naz Reid lost last night, but got the Lakers tonight. That little bitch boy LeBron James ain't playing. He's scared of Anthony Edwards, but yeah, gotta support the teams, AJ.
Absolutely. You know, when all the teams are humming like this, all three Vikings, Wild, Wolves, you got to support them.
That's right.
And even if you're not a fan, you got to rep. So
yeah.
But we are here and we're ready for the whiteout game. So we play Christmas Eve, a nooner against the Lions. But before we get into that show today, I want to tell you about our friends at Underdog Fantasy. They sponsor this show. They do everything for us, and we are very thankful to have them on board. So Underdog Fantasy in a pick'em game. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite or least favorite player stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. And now that's gone up to 100 with the Scorchers. So 100 times your money, good deal. Underdog keeps it super simple with their easy-to-use website and mobile apps. Pick between 2 and 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry, get every pick right, and take home some cold hard cash. Use the code 10K and get your first deposit doubled up to $100 by Underdog Fantasy. We'll touch on it quickly here. There's an interesting game tonight between a battle of 7 teams. The New Orleans Saints and the LA Rams. Once again, another mid-off on Thursday Night Football on Prime.
Yeah. Derek Carr stinks. I'm all in on Kyron Williams tonight. I'm in the semifinals for a couple fantasy football leagues. I hope Kyron Williams goes for 250 and 7 touchdowns. I need a big Kyron Williams night. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be a good game. Last week was a good game if I remember correctly. So, or I take that back. It was a bad game. It was very high scoring.
It was a blowout.
Yeah, shit.
The Raiders were like, we're gonna end this right away.
Shit. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Kyron Williams, let's go, baby. All aboard.
Yeah, it's the fantasy semifinals. If you're in, I know I am as well. So I'm hoping for a big game tonight with Cooper Kupp. And I've also got him on a receiving prop that I need to cash from Tuesday. So I think everything prop-wise looks good tonight for the offensive players. It should be a pretty intense and interesting game because both these teams have to win to stay afloat in the playoff race. And, we're going to come out of tonight with one of these teams having an 8-7 record. And we got to move to 8-7 as well because one of these teams is going to be breathing down our back. I mean, the Rams already technically are. They're the 7th seed as things look right now in the NFC playoff picture. But, yeah, going to be an interesting game tonight. I'm not really scared of the Saints, more so of the Rams, but should be an interesting game nonetheless.
For sure.
All right, well, we'll move into it here. Our preview, the Lions head to U.S. Bank Stadium to take on the Vikings. If the Lions win this game, they win the division. So for the first time since 1993, the last time that the division was the way it was when the Lions won it, it was the NFC Central with the Tampa Bay Bucks included. Fun fact. So, yeah, it's definitely been a while. I definitely was not on this earth at this time, and neither were you, Josh. So it's definitely been a long time coming for Lions fans, but I think they're going to have to keep waiting.
Yeah. I hope that's the case. Lions, I don't know how I feel about them, man. I've been saying this year they've looked like frauds at times. They got some dogs. CJ Gardner-Johnson might be back this week. Frank Ragnow is questionable as of right now, but I'm sure he'll play. But yeah, they've got guys all over the place.
Yeah, they've got dudes all over the place. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a dude. Jared Goff has definitely given the Vikings their troubles in years past. I know everyone remembers that game at the Coliseum where he made Mike Zimmer's defense look like a high school defense.
Yeah.
So that was super fun. And, people love Dan Campbell, and he's done a really good job over there with that team. The offense just does enough. Last week, they put up 42 on the Denver Broncos, and we only put up 20. So I think I'm a little bit scared of that offense. Defensively, they can do the job, and Aiden Hutchinson is a fucking nightmare. And doesn't help that Brian O'Neill did not practice or I'm not sure what the injury report is on that, but we'll get to that soon. But not having Brian O'Neill on Sunday could be detrimental against Aiden Hutchinson because he is a dog.
Yeah, yeah. We need Brian O'Neill bad. Yeah, like you said, he didn't practice. He hasn't practiced all week. I fuck, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I hope he plays. I would not be surprised if he didn't play. But we need him out there. Aiden Hutchinson is a freak. He can rush the passer. The guy gets interceptions. I mean, he's all over the place. So yeah, we need Brian O'Neill bad.
Need him badly. As it stands right now, the money line is, or the spread is, the Detroit Lions are favored by 3, over under 47.5. I think it's going to be a high scoring game either way. The Lions offense is tops in the league and our defense was tops in the league. And then Jake Browning made it look not that way last week in the fourth quarter. So
yeah. And I got to say one thing about that. Jake Browning, fuck off. Okay. You should have never fucking cut me. Hey, buddy, you couldn't beat out Sean Mannion. So don't fucking, get all pissed off at us. It was a different GM at the time. Wasn't Quasey, whatever. But you couldn't beat out Sean fucking Mannion. So shut up. Anyway.
Yeah, that was pretty cringeworthy. And I know he doesn't know and doesn't care, but none of the decision makers that are here now are responsible for cutting Jake Browning.
Right. And I trust me, I get it. If I was in Jake Browning's shoes, I probably would have said the same shit. But you know what? You got cut because you sucked. That's just I don't have any other way to put it. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
No, it's plain and simple. I get it. That was oof. I mean, I don't know. It seems like there's kind of a God complex when it comes to that Bengals quarterback room. So
yeah,
maybe it's not just Joe Shiesty. That's all the hype and rage. But
but yeah. Anyway, Jahmyr Gibbs scares the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be honest with you. That guy, people were, scratching their heads when the Lions drafted him early in the first round. Traded up to get him, if I'm not mistaken. He is fast as shit. He's so quick. He hits the edge so hard. And he's elusive. And then they've also got David Montgomery, who I feel like he's got 30 million touchdowns this year. And Sam Laporta, who's I think a top 5 tight end. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, they've got so many guys on offense, and our defense is kind of banged up right now. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore, AJ. I really don't. It's just I don't know what to expect anymore. I really don't.
And that's why on the show a couple weeks ago, I was like, you can't really have any expectations at this point. We are so depleted. Everything is just so and up in the air week to week that it's hard for us to even come on here and give an honest opinion about what we're thinking. Because I don't know what to think. It could be a good game, and we've sat here and had proclamations about, come out and beat this team. I was like, you know what? They're not good enough to do that. So, beat a team by more than 10 points. You just need to hang around and be good enough. And in this game, that's what it's going to take, because as you said, Laporta, Gibbs is scary as hell. Montgomery, we know he can get going. No Byron Murphy Jr. I know he hasn't made probably the biggest impact, but not having a number 1 corner against Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is probably a top 10 wide receiver in the league, it's going to be tough sledding for sure. So
practice-wise today, Bullard, Sheldon Day, and Daniil Hunter were limited. And then Madison, Byron Murphy, Jalen Naylor, Brian O'Neill, and Harrison Phillips did not practice. Jordan Hicks has been full all week, so I don't know if they're going to activate him for this Sunday. He just returned to practice this week, so I don't know how fast they're going to rush him back, but that'll be a nice boost to get him back soon. But yeah, no, Byron Murphy's a killer, especially when you're going up against an Amon-Ra. The other one that sucks is Harrison Phillips. That's he's been having a good year. He clogs up the middle, and not having him is especially against their run game is going to be tough.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe hopefully that's just rest and he's a little banged up. I don't know. I have no idea, but we need everybody that we can get against the Lions offense because they are going to run it up on us if we're not coming correct. So I hope Beefalo has a plan. And hey, Jordan Hicks back in the mix, that could be huge. Like Ivan Pace has played super well when he stepped in. He's been, the conductor of that whole defense, but he's still a rookie and he still let a couple things slip. I think if you get Jordan Hicks back, you get some of that veteran presence in there for the defense. They can start making more plays that are on par with what they should be doing. And I mean, a lot of the medical people were saying that Jordan Hicks wasn't even going to come back this season. Like that he could have lost his freaking leg.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're even sitting here after the IR stint and he's going to come back and he's full practice. I mean, I don't see why he doesn't go on Sunday if you're full.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, that's just crazy to think about. But yeah, Jordan Hicks would be a huge addition to this defense. So
yeah, they'll definitely need him. The defense is they're gonna have to win this game. It's gonna, I think, like you said, I think it's gonna be high scoring. You got to try to hold this team to, I don't know, 21
you need a turnover.
points. Like you need turnovers. Yeah, we've been saying it all year. Turnover battle. Jared Goff is a decent quarterback, but he's had games this year where he throws picks.
Yep.
So you got to get on his ass. You got to make him throw picks. You got to get some fumbles, and you can't fumble the ball on offense. Yeah, the Lions are so good all around that you absolutely have to win that turnover battle to have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, I think kind of moving to the other side of the ball here offensively for the Vikings, you got to play a perfect game. Like it almost has to be like no mistakes. Obviously, it's a lot to ask for Nick Mullins. Last week, turned the ball over a couple times. Can't have that. Like Ty Chandler needs to be running the ball and he needs to be covering it up, not giving stuff up. Like and the offense needs to be sustainable. Like if you can't go down and get touchdowns, you need to put 3 on the board or you need to threaten and take the clock down. I think because if the Lions get going, they will milk the time of possession and you're never going to win the game.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. And the Lions are fully capable of that with their run game and they're pretty solid O-line. But yeah, it's we're going to have to run through Ty Chandler. Yeah, it's going to set up the passing game, the play action passing game. I expect Ty Chandler to get a healthy dose of carries if things are going well like they were last week. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about Nick Mullins either. People, when they announced that Mullins is starting again this week, I saw some tweets. People were not a fan of it. I don't know. I don't know. AJ, I really don't know what to think anymore. I just like, fuck it. I really don't know. Let's just see what happens. He could win us a game. He could suck. I really am just, I don't know.
People that are unhappy, I don't really get what their gripe is. Like, what do you want us to do? Do you really want Jaren Hall to start that bad when we have a chance to run the table and win the division? Like, if the Lions lose out, which we played them to the next 3, they play the Cowboys in between on the road in Dallas. Like, they might not win that game anyway. So I don't know. You have to push. Like, I am such an optimistic Vikings fan. So when I see people talking shit and being negative, like, think with your brain.
Yeah.
What are the other options?
Right.
They're not just going to sit there and lie down at this point. Like, if we would have lost one more game, then fine, sure, whatever. Throw them in there. See what you got. We have a chance to win the fucking North. Go do it.
Yeah. Nick Mullins, I think, gives them the best chance. Maybe Josh Dobbs when he's playing at his best. But yeah, I think if anything, this proves that we need Kirk, and it sucks because I miss him. And I hate that we're even in this situation to begin with. But yeah, I got to roll with Nick Mullins. If he sucks and he throws fucking 4 picks, fine. Put whoever the fuck you wanted. Call me. I'll go play. I don't give a shit. But like, you gotta. He gives you the best chance to win. So I don't know. It's we've had 4 starting quarterbacks this year, and we might have a 5th new one. Who knows? This season is so crazy. Who knows what's gonna happen?
So ludicrous, man. I would have never even thought that we would go through a quarterback carousel and hospital IR stints the way that we have with our best players. Like, imagine if Kirk would have been in right now. Like, we would be having an entirely different conversation. Like, this game would have been flexed to freaking Sunday night. Like, it would be a huge game. And instead, it's just, whatever. And the whiteout is going to be super cool. I'm going to be there. I love it. I'm super excited. I hope people that are going to the game bring the energy. Don't be sitting down. Like, we need you up. We need you loud on third down.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Yeah. And like you said, this season is just so crazy, like with injuries and everything. If you would have told me before the season started that week 15, the leading passers in the league were going to be Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, and Jake Browning, I might have passed out. Like, it's just, this season is so fucked up. It's just, I don't know. It's fun. I love football, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, Sam Howell is at like the top 5 of the passing yards. I think he's like 1 or 2 or 3 at this point. Raheem Mostert scoring 20 touchdowns for the Dolphins. Like,
yeah.
This season has just been the weirdest fucking anomaly ever. Like, there's been good games, but there hasn't been like crazy bangers. Like, it's been a complete 180 from last year, where it seems like every primetime game was a thrill ride. Not just even Vikings games, just games in general. Like, it's a curse.
It's the curse of Kirk Cousins. See what happens when Kirk gets hurt? Everything goes to shit.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't mean to bring up the other guy that used to play across the way, but when he popped his Achilles on like the third play in the biggest Monday Night Football game ever, we should have known that something was up.
It's Aaron Rodgers' fault.
Yeah, we can blame it on him. Fuck
Thanks,
yeah.
Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. Fuck you.
You attention grabbing asshole. Fuck you.
Attention whore. God, whatever. Ugh. Of course, we drug him into the mess.
Yeah.
All right, before we get out of here, let's give him a score prediction. I'm going to say 27-23 Vikings. It's going to be tight, but it's going to be a score that we get late, and then we hold them in. Jared Goff throws a pick. So that's what I'm going with, 27-23, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, my theory was right last week, AJ. I went low, and it was high for once.
That's true.
I don't think I'm going to go low this time, though. I think it's going to be high scoring. The Lions are going to be high scoring. I hope we're high scoring to match them. I'm going to say 31-28 Vikings. Third leg Greg hits a walk-off field goal. No time left to win it.
Love it. Just like last year in the whiteout game.
That's right.
Hitting bombs. So looking forward to that one, and probably no live show because Christmas Eve and whatnot, but we will have a podcast out shortly after the game ends on Sunday. Probably get it Christmas Day. We'll see what happens. We haven't really decided that yet, but attached to this episode here, we will have a guest interview with someone special. So make sure you keep listening for that. It's going to be super sweet.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will see y'all later. Go Vikings. We'll see you later.
Peace.